It's Andrew.
And my name's Scott.
And welcome back to another beautiful episode of the Beaven And Wright podcast.
Episode, what are we on now?
7?
Ooh.
We're flying through the weeks.
7.
7.
Here we go.
Guys,
Oh. Are we going straight in?
I think we have to.
Are we going
It's like
straight
ripping
in?
it off without a band-aid. It didn't come home.
So it's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
It's still pretty raw.
Yeah. Talk to me about your day leading up to the final.
I actually had a really good day on Sunday.
Yeah, the same.
I spent the morning with my boys, my kids. You know, we went out. We had a swimming lesson we went to. It was nice. We went out for a bit of lunch. And then the messages started flying in the group chat. Because with me and my mates, we booked a table in Reading Town Centre. So everyone was getting a bit excited. Some people went in early. We had a few beers. And yeah, and it was good. Like, all of my mates got together, which doesn't happen. We're getting a bit older, so you don't see all of your mates in the same place at the same time. We had a buddy over from America as well. So it was good. And, you know, 2 hours before kickoff, we were in there. We had a little sing-song. We were having a few beers. It was a really good day. And again, a little bit sidetracked. That's one of the reasons why I love football.
Yeah, because
It's that tribal thing. It's our nation, isn't it? And the place was bouncing. It was busy. And then the game kicked off. And, you know, things happened. I actually was okay. I thought they were playing all right. I know, you know. So, no. All right. Let me quantify. We know that Spain are going to have lots of possession. Mm-hmm. We defended well.
Yeah.
But they didn't create that much. We kind of knew, or, you know, there was a lot said about how the game was going to play out, and it played out kind of how we thought. They would have lots of possession. We would try and hit them on the break, or set pieces might be very, you know, profitable for us, and, you know, fine. So I didn't think we did terribly compared to what I was kind of expecting. I thought we played all right. Some people played well, some people didn't. Mention no names at the moment. You know, they scored fine. I was like, I've been saying all week, let's stay in the game.
Yeah, you said that in the last podcast.
Yeah, I said 5 or 10 minutes to go. If it's 0-0 or 1-1 or 1-0 down, we're still in the game. So even though we went 1-0 down, I was like, okay, cool, we're still in it. It's not a disaster. It wasn't 6-0 at half time. We were still in it. So, and then our guy steps up. I was so excited. Cole Palmer. Wow. What a man,
What
by
a
the way.
goal.
Can we just say what a man?
What a goal
Oh,
as
wow.
well. And I said
Just
to my friend when we were watching
amazing.
it, I turned around and said, he's going to score today. I was so confident. And in 3 minutes, he did exactly that.
I loved that he just stroked it.
Yeah.
Like he showed a bit of composure. Just passed the ball in the corner.
Yeah.
Little deflecto, but fine. And yeah, and then we kind of lost our way a little bit. I was okay with it. We kind of lost our way. Yeah,
Well,
3 minutes to go.
Yeah.
I thought he was offside as well, by the way.
Yeah, tight.
It
Tight
looked offside.
But it wasn't. Yeah.
I called it initially. Like when the ball came in, I was like,
Offside.
offside.
But
I
it
was
wasn't.
that's offside.
It wasn't.
But it wasn't. And yeah,
Yeah, I watched the game.
deflated.
Yeah, I watched the game. So basically, I was at a festival all day on Sunday. I was at Wireless. And I finished at 7. And I was like, we've got an hour to get back into Waterloo and get to this place to watch this fucking game. I'm losing my voice, by the way, so if I sound a bit weak, it's because I am. And we, you know, I'd rushed there, and at 7:55 got to Brewdog Waterloo. Said, "Oh, you letting people in?" They said, "Yes, perfect." £25 entry fee for nothing. Oh. Yeah, I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm paying 25 quid then. And I turned around to my friend at the door and was like, "This is either the best £25 each we ever spend, or the worst £25 each we ever spend." Brewdog is heaving. It is like literally heaving. There was just copious amounts of people.
Yeah, I bet.
The Spain score. Everyone's very, very flat, very, very deflated. And then the euphoric moment of Cole Palmer scoring that goal. I've never seen a place get more alive like that.
Brings a smile to my face.
Someone lit a flare off in Brewdog. I'm not even joking.
I love that guy. Where is he?
There was someone lit a fucking flare off in the bottom bit. There was like smoke. You couldn't fucking breathe in there for a good like 10 minutes afterwards. And I remember I just remember thinking like we can take these.
Yeah.
There was that goal. I think really should have been the catalyst to kick us up the pitch, but in typical England fashion, it kicked us down the pitch, and I just
Yeah. We should have capitalised. I felt a little tide change in the atmosphere in the pub I was in, or the bar I was in, and everyone got pumped. Everyone was like, "Oh,
that goal!" And the
we're here to win
the
this."
stadium would have reflected that as
Yeah.
well. There's no way it wouldn't.
You could kind of feel it.
Yeah.
It was in the air.
And
But we didn't capitalise.
When we scored, it was the first time I actually believed we might get through, and then we didn't, obviously. And I think there is a. I think we have lost to our own sort of our own belief in the squad.
Yeah.
I don't. Oh my god. I don't think the England players particularly. I don't think they believed they were going to win,
No.
and I think that mentality comes from the top down. I think that comes from Gareth Southgate. I think he made some really poor decisions, and Gareth's a very loyal manager. And we'll talk about the news today in a second. But Gareth, whatever you want to say, he's a very, very loyal manager, and he's very, very loyal to the players that he believes are going to win in the game. Like, he won't change, he won't deviate ever.
I do respect that.
But
I do respect that.
When you have so many players clearly underperforming, after the game he comes out and says Harry Kane has not been fit the whole tournament, basically saying he's been struggling to be match fit, and I just sit there and go, then why did he start every game?
Yeah.
He didn't look match fit any game he played, and I think that said a lot. And when you had the quality of Ollie Watkins on the bench, immediately as soon as he came on, the first thing we did was spinning behind. It was the only time we got the ball into behind as well, because that's when sort of we started making a couple of changes. And
yeah, I think for him to come out, after the tournament and say that Harry Kane wasn't fit is weird, because if you you can see Harry Kane is underperforming. We can see that. We know how good Harry Kane is, right? He's 40 goals a season, whatever. He's been amazing for Spurs over the last however many years.
And then a great season for Bayern.
And then a great season for Bayern. And you can see he's underperforming.
Yeah.
So I think to just to come out and say, hey, I'm going to drop England's all-time top scorer and captain, he was never going to do that. And even I would have found it difficult to do that.
Yep.
Even though he's underperforming, it's a difficult thing to do, and I get why he didn't do it.
But I think
to then come out and say, oh, actually, he had an injury, I'm like, well, there's your get out of jail free card. Why not just come out and say, look, Kane's struggling with a little knock. We're going to drop him, or we're going to rest him. We're going to let him recover. I want to play Ollie Watkins for a game.
Yeah.
That's your get out of jail free card. I don't think, and again, everyone wanted him to drop Harry Kane and Foden and whatever. I just don't think you can do it without a proper reason. And he's not been playing well. But I don't know. I think you can. I'd struggle with that. Yeah, but he would get backlash for doing that.
Yeah, but he was getting backlash anyway without making changes. And the one thing I would say is that Spain was the only game we really had where I thought we are not going to have much of the ball here, because they are so good with it. Declan Rice got made to look like a child.
He's bang average.
Midfield.
He's bang average.
And I thought Fabian. Sorry, not Fabian. When Rodri came off at half time, I was like, that's going to change the game for us, not Rodri. And a top midfield capitalise when that guy goes off. Rodri is, in my opinion, the best central midfielder in the world right now on form. I don't think there's anyone better than him. And we didn't capitalise on it. And Declan Rice, Kobe Mainu. I don't want to put too much pressure on Mainu.
No, I like Kobe. Kobe's good, man.
Because I think he genuinely, no other midfielder played as well, and the only other midfielder who didn't get a chance was Adam Wharton, and I don't really blame him for not playing him because he's so young. But also, if you have the squad, use it. Like if you've got the players there, at least give him like 20 minutes in one of the games.
He's untested, untried. I wouldn't have played him either.
But I think then don't bring him. That's better than my argument. But I think that we missed an option to really as in it was the one game where we needed speed in behind, and it was funny because Saka was our only outball the entire game until Watkins came on, and I just felt like having Foden. And by the way, I'm not even saying that I think Palmer should have started the game either, but I do think he should have started the game. But it could have been Anthony Gordon, and I wouldn't have been upset with it. I just think you needed to put pace on the pitch.
Courses for courses.
You need to put pace on the pitch.
You need to get in behind. You have pace.
Spain will naturally drop 5 yards if they know that one ball in behind them is going to make them drop back. Like, as soon as that Watkins ball, that 10 minutes of the game, we actually started playing on top of them because of that. Because, Lenormand had to run near his own goal.
Yeah.
He had a brilliant game, by the way, that Lenormand. He had a lot of good blocks. And I just felt that if there's ever a game that, to take the risk, it would have been now, because we played it safe for the whole tournament, and it worked, but not because we played well, really, other than the Netherlands game, where maybe I think we deserved the win in that game. But every game we played, we scored in the last minute, other than the first game of the tournament, to win the game or to equalise or to get us back in it. And I just sat there and was like there needs something to shift. And I think Gareth's stubbornness has lost us this tournament. Because I think not a single England player felt in that starting 11 felt they were going to lose their position.
Yeah, possible.
And I think that lack of competition seeps through the squad, and then the 11 get very, very comfortable playing the way they're playing. The bench don't really try as hard because they don't think they're going to get a shot. Like Palmer, realistically, right, could have literally been named England's player of the tournament.
Yeah.
I don't think he is. I think Mark Gurhey is England's player of the tournament.
Oh, yeah.
I think he has been absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So has John Stones, actually. But them two in particular, of any player in the England squad, them two in particular have been the real,
Yeah, they've been the winners.
And Pickford. Right? Pickford's been great as well, to be fair.
He made some class saves. He made some
he
great saves. I'm still not sure about him. I think he plays for an awful Everton team. He doesn't help them.
I think it would be.
He always does well for England.
It would be interesting to see him in a big team. It would be interesting if Pickford went to Man United or something and see how he did there. Yeah. I don't want him at Chelsea, but it'd be interesting to see.
We got enough bad goalkeepers.
I don't think he's a bad goalkeeper, but I think we're just signing English captains.
I also think that until England, it is hard to get over the line in these big tournaments. We've seen it with Arsenal last couple of seasons. You would look and you'd be like, Arsenal have been the best team this year. They've led the league. But the problem is, and the same to some extent with Liverpool as well, the problem is because they've not won the league for so long, and because Arsenal have not won the league for so long, City know how to win.
Because they've just kept doing it.
There's something to be said for knowing how to win. It's a bit like the French squad, right? The French team, not a good squad realistically, very defensive. They've got a good player in Mbappe, but he's not. I don't think he's a world-class player at the moment. Well, he doesn't do it enough, right? The World Cup final was great. I don't get me wrong, but they know how to win. They've got players in the squad that know how to win, and I just think as a group, individually, our guys have won stuff, fine, but as a group, England as a nation, we've almost got that mentality of we can't get over the line. We're not going to win.
If you go through the 11, Pickford's never won a trophy. Walker has won many, and Stones, and I think Walker was pretty crap against Spain. I thought he was really bad.
Yeah, I was a bit shocked at how bad he was.
Gurhey hasn't won anything. Luke Shaw has won maybe a couple of FA Cups.
Yeah, he's won a little bit, but not
Rice hasn't won anything. Bellingham only won this year.
It's not in their DNA, apart from the City players.
Harry Kane hasn't won anything.
No, apart from the City players, it's not really in England's DNA to come out and just win everything. And because the nation, we've not done it as a nation, I don't think the belief and the confidence is kind of masked behind the song. Right, we all sing the song, but secretly down below, we know that we're probably not going to win.
And I think that comes from a manager.
Yeah, he doesn't give me a load of belief.
No, and I think...
He gives me belief that we're going to get to a semi.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we might even get to the final. But I don't have a strong belief that we're going to actually go out
knew the aura of a manager as soon as they walk in the building. As soon as Thomas Tuchel... I'm going to use him as an example. As soon as Thomas Tuchel walks in the building at Chelsea and he had his first press conference...
Yeah, you got a feeling,
I believed in him. From minute one, I was like, I like this guy.
We're going to win stuff feeling.
The things he said would sort of resonated with you. And I think managers, a lot about what they say publicly. Mourinho's the same. I believed in Jose Mourinho because of how he carried himself and how he spoke. And
as soon as he walked in the door.
Maybe say whatever you want about new Jose, but old Jose, you felt it as soon as he walked in.
I still think he wins stuff, though. Look what he done at Roma.
Yeah. Antonio Conte as well.
Everyone's like, Jose's a dinosaur. My man wins trophies.
Conte, I'm only thinking about Chelsea managers because that's what I'm familiar with.
That's what we know, right? Yeah.
Conte, first season he comes in, he goes, are you going to win something? And he goes, the players have to suffer. And I just sat there and was like, that is
Mate.
a winner's mentality.
Well,
you know
go
when you
to
say that.
Fergie, right?
Yeah.
When I was growing up, you just knew that Fergie's teams were going to win. And you knew that you had to physically go out and beat them. Mentally, physically, technically. And if you didn't, if you were short in one area, man, they're going to beat you. They play awful. They're not get out of second gear and beat you.
I think Guardiola is very similar as well. Like
Yeah, they
the way,
know how to win.
Like Guardiola, but the thing is that Guardiola
born
doesn't
winner.
even have to say that much anymore because people just know what he's going to do to you. And I do think though that there is that like a Guardiola system kills a footballer.
I think Guardiola's killed football.
Like I think it kills a footballer because I think
He's made football so boring.
every player is so set in their position that as soon as you put them in a position where they get a bit more freedom, like Foden, he really struggled. But then Palmer, who has just played all season with like freedom,
with no tactical instruction,
came on and was the best. I do think there's an argument that we need a bit more tactics like than we did under Poch because I think that's what undone us at the end of the day.
Yeah. It was fun though.
At times. But I think that, well, Enzo Maresca's coming in and everything out of that is very, very, very systematic. So
It's going to be so boring. Oh,
I don't think it will. I'm gonna have belief. But I think that, now we can safely say that Gareth Southgate obviously resigned today. He has left the England camp. Scott, I think that's the right decision. All in all.
I don't. Now, people are going to hate me for this, right? I'm gonna stick my neck out. I just don't. I think the work that he has done, albeit playing not great football, I think the work that he's done to get us to a semi, a final, a quarters where realistically you probably should have beat France, Harry Kane penalty, and then a final. I would almost he walked, right. He resigned.
He's
himself.
resigned. Yeah, England haven't sacked him.
So he has made his own decision, and I'm okay with that. I probably would have wanted him to do just to the World Cup, purely because he has a good relationship with the players. It's still a young group. He's kind of nurtured those players through. And I really don't see a good replacement. I really don't.
Well, let's talk about that.
And that's my kind of thing with it. It's like, if you're throwing away a burger and you know you've got a steak coming, it's fine. But we don't know what we've got coming.
But I just think that Southgate has taken the squad as far as it can possibly go, and he's done it realistically 3 times if you count as the semi and 2 finals, and we've not got over the line, right? And I just think that I'm so thankful that he has given us as England fans, well, the most hope we've ever had in years.
Yeah,
I've
enjoyed it
since the '60s. Gareth Southgate is put England in a position where people think before the tournament we're going to win, right? A lot of countries dubbed us. Obviously we're English and we're self-righteous and biased anyway, so we're actually going to think that. And he's done that. But I think at the end of the day, while he made England believe we can get to finals now, I don't think anyone ever really fully believed we're going to win. And I just think, the managers being linked is all very, very mixed right now. And we won't, obviously, there's no way an appointment's going to be made anytime soon. You'd imagine there'll be an appointment in by September.
I think it'll be Lee Carsley. Rogue decision from the FA.
I'm going to go with... so these are the positions that the managers that we're most linked with. Graham Potter.
That destroys my soul.
Eddie Howe.
I don't think he'll leave Newcastle.
Tommy Tuchel.
If FA won't have him because he's not English.
Mauricio Pochettino.
No.
The England ladies manager. Sonia or Sophia, whatever, I can't remember her name.
Serena Bergman.
Serena Bergman. She's been linked with the role.
Yeah. That'd be rogue.
Then there's a few roguish shouts like Frank Lampard.
That I heard a guy on TalkSport rig in and say he wanted Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard to do a joint England manager's job.
And that's why they're a guest on TalkSport.
I was laughing in my car. I was like, what is this man talking about? It was rogue.
I personally think there's 2 options here. In my opinion. Of who we've been linked with.
Right.
If you want someone who's going to win you a tournament, who knows tournament football, who's going to get a system into a squad very, very quickly and get you on the front foot, it's Thomas Tuchel.
I agree.
Right? We watched it with Chelsea. Like, no matter what you think about us in the league, in cup competitions, Thomas Tuchel won us a lot.
I think he's into it as well.
And he got us into finals. And also we won a final with him there. and he is my top choice. It's a massive. It's 100% biased. I'm a Chelsea fan who watched him as a manager.
I think he's a great
And
manager.
the fact is, there's no transfers in a national squad, and he has a plethora of great players to play from. I can imagine any system he plays, he's got the players to pick from. He also plays players based on merit, not on like, you know, whether you're highly rated or not. We saw that in Chelsea when he dropped Romelu Lukaku for a whole season after his comments. You know, he's not
got rid of him, didn't he?
He's not afraid. He's not afraid to make tough decisions. And he's a winner. Like mentality is a winner. He's he'll like the England players.
He is that guy that we've been talking about, the Peps.
Yeah.
Right, that come in and they know how to win stuff.
He's not as good.
Put it into their players.
He's not as good at in league format. I think his football falls a bit short in league format. And we've always saw that with Bayern Munich. He had the best team in the league and didn't win the league.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
But in cup competition, even Bayern Munich did really well against Man City. Because despite their terrible league form, they played really well against Man City in the Champions League. They didn't win, but I think that's because City were just that extra bit better.
Yeah.
But like their squad is better. I don't think that was down to the teams. And he made a really poor. If you actually look at Chelsea 11, it wasn't a good Chelsea 11, and he made us win. You know.
No, it was alright. It wasn't.
It was an average. It was a top 4 team beating and winning a Champions League final. That's what it was, right?
Yeah.
The other decision, I think, would be going like I can see it being Graham Potter just because he's available, and I don't want Graham Potter.
That'd be too easy.
But I do somewhat like the idea of the England ladies manager as well. I think if you want to stay English, I think it has to kind of be Potter.
So
because he plays with time, plays the football you want them to play.
Yeah, I genuinely do think that an English national team should have an English manager.
Yeah.
I don't really understand why there's not more specific rules about it, because you can only play players who are English, right? France can only play French people. Germany can only play German people.
We had this debate before.
Yeah,
I think it's because players are more readily available to play for their country than the manager is. I think
think the manager is such an integral part of your team. Some would argue the most important part of the team, because they control who they pick, who they don't. That I do think, and this is again just my personal thought on it, I really think, especially if you're a top 25 team in the world, I get that developing nations will maybe get someone in from Europe or get someone.
But then it has
who's
to be the
more
same rule
experienced.
for everyone.
Does
you can't
it,
just
though?
do the same rule, some rule for some and some rule for others. You have to make like you would.
I don't think you do.
In that situation, you do.
I think if you're not, you could almost say if you're outside of a top 50 nation in the world in the FIFA rankings, you have to have a manager that is of your nationality, just like the players, just like the governing body. I feel like that. I would want an English manager, and not from like. I don't want a foreigner managing the team. I'm not that bothered about a foreigner managing the team. I don't know. I think
I just think
a French manager in the French team, a German manager in the German. It just sits right for me.
I don't. I think a lot of people want that patriotism. As in they want their manager to be English, and I also think FAs in general, like all football associations, look for their manager to be of their nation.
Yeah, I would like it.
But I think in terms of attracting elite managers, I genuinely believe there is not many elite English managers, if any, at the moment.
I think has there ever been?
Well, no.
So Bobby Robson, yeah,
Bobby Robson,
elite guy.
But I think that at the moment, we should just go for what's best in class and what's available. Like if Thomas Tuchel says yes to the England job, that is the best manager available in the world right now. You have to take it.
I'd still want an English guy. I have to be honest. I'm going to double down with that.
No, and I get why, but
I don't know. Yeah,
but I think
when Sven and Fabio were managers, I know they were great managers, but it just
Fabio Capello, man.
Well, I know, but it felt weird seeing them not sing the national anthem and seeing them not be as passionate as we are about it. And where are your like? If I was managing Spain or Germany and I played against England in a World Cup final, would you be a bit like, oh, I don't know, do I want England to win? I kind of do, but I'm managing Spain. I'd be like, oh, and I don't know. And these guys are professionals, and I know that they will be fully committed 100% to the job they're doing, and they're paid to do it. But my heart would never stop being English.
Well, no, like, I think there is that argument, but I don't think like any manager worth their great. It's like the same way like players. like football players who clearly support the other team they're playing against, they're still going to give it their all. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's the same
That's
principle.
still rogue, though.
But regardless, you can support Chelsea growing up and they're not playing for Man United. That's like
No, I wouldn't.
no, but
I wouldn't.
in a profession when you need money and you're paying the bills and you want to play for the best team that you can, like sometimes that's what you've got to do. Like look at Rooney, he's an Everton fan at heart, playing for Man United.
I would.
Jamie
Yeah,
Carragher,
no, I get it.
Everton fan at heart, playing at Liverpool. Like,
But I think if you're that young when you've joined their academy, like if you're 10 and you go to Liverpool's academy and you support Everton, I think that he's a Liverpool fan, really. Jamie Carragher,
he's an Everton fan.
He's an Everton fan, but he's still a Liverpool fan as well.
Well, because he's been with the club, and
that's what I'm saying.
And what I'm trying to say, maybe he didn't join as a youth player.
If I was a Chelsea player and I had played for Chelsea, and then Man United tried to sign me, I'd be like, nah.
Yeah, if you've been there the whole time.
Even if I hadn't. Even if I played for...
Because you love Chelsea.
But even if I played for... Let's say, I don't know, I play for Exeter, right? In League, whatever they're in. Or I play for Scunthorpe. And then, like, Man United come in for me, or Spurs come in for me. I'm like, nah, sorry, guys. I couldn't. It would make me feel horrible.
But that isn't the way in football anymore.
It would be the way for me.
But there are no one club men anymore.
It would make me squirm though.
Not even JT is a one club man.
No, I know, but it will make me squirm.
Frank Lampard played for Man City.
I don't like it.
No, neither do I.
It makes me feel uncomfortable.
But what I'm trying to say is that you like, for example, if Thomas Tuchel, who loves England by the way, like he desperately wants to come back to England, like in a capacity.
I know.
Became the English manager, I guarantee you, and he won something with us, he gets idolised and he idolises us, and it's like that really good relationship with him, and I think that ultimately you see those things improve. But there is an argument to be said about Southgate. We thank you, Gareth, for everything that you have done for us. You've given us.
Yeah, we love you, Gareth.
In recent football, as much as I've stated you the last few weeks, like genuinely,
I haven't.
I have.
I'll be your friend.
No, I've said you. And I'm happy you're gone. But I think that you've given us as England fans something that I believe in again, which we hadn't had in a long time. So, no matter how many golden generations, you actually were the one to get us to finals, and that is success. It's not the full success, but
he's done a good job.
In terms of where we were compared to where we are, you've done a good job to nurture the talent that's come through. But I think the next manager has to be someone who can take the extra step, and I don't think that any of the English managers we've been linked with.
I think this team will win something.
So do I. But I also thought we might win on Sunday, and I just it is what it is. But I think that wraps it up nicely for England. I think that it's a missed opportunity. I think I'm excited for the World Cup for sure.
We weren't far away.
I just think that I actually think the extra bit in that squad is mentality rather than it is quality, and I think
World Cup's in
2 years.
The United States and America.
It is in the US, yeah.
That's gonna be hot over there.
It's gonna be a fun World Cup, that's for sure. But yeah, we need to attack that tournament with both hands.
Gusto.
Malo Gusto.
Yeah.
We'll be in the French squad by then. So, speaking of France, that's a really good segue actually.
You're welcome.
Really, speaking of France, a pretty terrible news story has come out of. Well, not from France.
We have to talk about it.
But yeah, I think it's important. So for those of you who don't know, there is a viral video going around of the Argentina squad after their Copa America win, singing a song which is inherently racist against French people and Africans. Basically, it's basically saying.
Yeah, we won't go into too much detail.
Along the
it's
lines,
quite easy to find on the internet.
Yeah, along the lines of basically being racist towards French and African players. Now, the player who filmed this video being recorded on the bus is our very own Enzo Fernandez. And
not ideal.
The reports, it's literally fresh today. The reports coming out of Chelsea are investigating the situation. Yeah. Clearly, he's going to get disciplined. France have filed a lawsuit against Argentina. As in the France FA have sent a lawsuit against the Argentinian FA to say what the fuck, basically.
Yeah.
And
sure legally
obviously Enzo filmed the video, and all the French players at Chelsea are very, very angry. And are we surprised?
No.
It's just dumb.
It's so dumb.
This song got condemned at the World Cup when Argentina won.
Yeah.
and you just think that they would know better.
Why are you still singing it? You didn't even beat France in the Copa America.
No, because they're
Got
not,
nothing
they're
to
not
do
South
with
American.
France, yeah. You've got nothing to do with the French people. I'm like, oh.
I was. Don't get me wrong. At the time, I was very happy for Enzo. Oh, we need to speak about Cucurella.
Oh, in a minute.
I was very, very happy for Enzo. He started the game as well. Played really well apparently in the final.
Yeah. I didn't watch the final.
Neither did I. But I'm only going off what I've heard. But still, I just think it's dumb and
unnecessary.
Whatever punishment Enzo gets, he deserves. And
we just don't condone.
You should know better. And hopefully, I hope there comes a point where he first of all publicly apologises. And the French players in the squad will never see him in the same light again.
The thing is, we know
any
he
of the
doesn't
players
hate those guys, right?
No,
they're probably his friends.
And to be fair,
Fofana and whoever,
I guarantee
it's
just pure ignorance, but that ignorance is being racist, So it's really poor, and we don't condone it at all. And even though we're club men, we're going to see it from our players' point of view. It's disgraceful, and
it's not ideal, is it?
It's a really not a good.
It's just unnecessary. There are other songs to sing. Just
and that's not it.
And that's not the one.
But let's swiftly move on from that. We just wanted to talk about it. It's important that we talk about the bad stuff, not always the good stuff.
It's not always good. Is it?
Let's talk about Cucurella.
Wow, this guy, by the way, I told you he was good.
I'm very happy.
By the way, I also saw a video of him with his hair tied back.
Yeah.
Man's got good bone structure. I almost didn't recognise him.
He sung his Chelsea song, but in the worst way possible, ever. He got the assist in the final to break our hearts. He clapped back at Gary Neville on Instagram when Gary Neville's quote at the start of the tournament was to say if the reason Spain won't get very far is because Cucurella is in the team, basically.
Yep.
And Cucurella turned around and said, "Well, turns out we just won it, Gary. Thanks for the support."
Madness. Who'd have thought?
Cucurella arguably
Roberto Carlos in disguise.
Genuinely, arguably player of the tournament. Other than maybe Lamal, who obviously he's 16.
Wow, he was good, by the way.
And so was
Nico Williams.
Nico Williams. I say Inaki, that's his brother.
Wow, they were good.
Yeah, incredible.
I think Spain deserved to win it. I don't know if we said that earlier,
but they did.
They were the best team in the tournament. They deserved to win it, and I'll take my hat off to them. Bravo, Spain.
They were very, very
good. You guys played well.
Very, very, very good. It's interesting. I think Cucurella, by the way, I will still sit on this hill and saying, I just think that it really, he played really well for Spain. I have to give him credit. But at Chelsea so far, I've not been convinced. And that's fair.
All right.
In a Chelsea shirt.
Yeah, he was bad the first season.
And I don't think he was much better in the second. He had 4 good games the whole season. Anyway. I'm hoping.
I thought you did all right.
That the Cucurella we see for Spain is the one we get for Chelsea, because that means we have got a very good player on our hands.
Best left back in the world.
I'm just not convinced. That's a bit far. I'm just not convinced. But what a player Cucurella was for Spain.
Yeah, he did.
Both of the Chelsea key players were in the final and both did something in it.
Yeah.
That's good for the squad, I think.
It's good for us.
Chelsea pre-season's come back fully. We've managed to get through so far, touch wood, a full tournament. A full tournament with no Chelsea players injured. We've gone through a full tournament in pre-season so far with no one getting injured.
Can we just have a season
with as little injuries as possible?
Don't have 1,000 injuries.
Yeah.
Please.
Well, to think about this, right? And I
don't know who your gods are. I don't know who you worship. Pick one. Anyone. Please, God of gods or many gods, Thor, whoever you want.
Thor.
He's a god. Please, just no injuries. Just please.
Just Thor.
I don't ask for too much.
No, but think about it.
Fit footballers.
Last season, this is the players that we're gonna have back for hopefully, touch wood, for the start of the season. And Nkunku.
I forget he's a Chelsea player. He's like a brand new player.
Romeo Lavia.
He's like a brand new player as well.
Reece James.
He's like we know about Reece James. He is also very injured.
Levi Colwill.
Love that guy.
Was out for a lot of the season.
Yeah.
In the end, especially towards the end of the season, didn't play a game. Ben Chilwell, if he's fit.
Yeah.
We've obviously signed Tosin, who, by the way, has made a really great impression at his start. I've been reading some good things about him. Apparently, people are already seeing him as like a leader. Tossin, the 26-year-old centre back we signed from Fulham.
Oh no, not him then.
Oh,
From Fulham? Yeah, I remember.
I've been hearing really good things though. Apparently doing very well in training as well. You know, to think that we'll have, you know, all these other like isn't I do think that a striker is really necessary to still sign. I just think even if it's a backup to Nicholas Jackson, I don't mind that. I just think we need somebody else. And then we're also, you know, obviously we're signing a bunch of kids as always. That will continue to be the case under this ownership. By the way, if it turns out in 5-6 years time that all of these players that we're signing all end up being world beaters, then fair enough.
We take it all back.
We'll tip our hats off to you. But right now, when you're trying to improve right now because you want to get the top four, like I don't actually think the squad is too far off a top four position.
Oh no, the squad's all right. I'm just not into this. Only 21-year-olds allowed squad.
I don't think that. I think there is still some glaring obvious positions we can improve on with not that much money, like goalkeeper. I think a better ball playing. By the way, I like Jordi Petrovic, but he's not world class.
No,
I don't like Robert Sanchez at all. I think he's just terrible.
He's too random. Yeah, he's too random.
I think defense is actually pretty good, provided everyone stays fit. You know, we've got two very good left backs. We obviously signed that Vega guy now to sort of cover. That deal's all done and dusted.
Yeah.
You know, I think we've got brilliant centre backs. I'm very, very happy with, you know, from Badia Shield, Levi Colwill, Wesley Fofana, Trevor Chalobah, Tossin. Right back, I think we've genuinely got the two best right back options in the league in Reece James and Malagusto. Obviously, you can make an argument for Trent, Kyle Walker, whoever you want, but in terms of like having the quality of two
Reece is better than those two.
Well, I think he is as well. But I was about in terms of two quality right backs, we have two quality right backs. Both of them, arguably,
both of them are good.
But both of them arguably can start any game, and I wouldn't complain who started.
Nah.
And I think that's the test.
Gusto surprised me last year. I have to say.
I think central midfield is now we're stacked beyond belief. You know.
Yeah, but Conor Gallagher's going to go, isn't he?
We'll see. But even without Conor Gallagher, you've got Enzo. Well, so what happens. Caicedo, Romeo Lavia, yeah. Andre Santos, Ugo Chukwu, Keenan Drewsbury Hall.
Yeah.
Gallagher, if he stays at the club, you know.
I don't think Gallagher will stay.
We've got plenty of options. Wingers, Madueke, Angelo, who's obviously the guy come back off loan. Mudryk, Palmer, Sterling. I forget about Sterling all the time.
He's got to go, hasn't he?
He's not going to, but I wish he did.
We pay him too much
Jackson,
money.
David Washington, and then Mark Yu. I'm always going to say his name like that just because it makes me laugh.
We need a striker.
I just think if you, I actually think a left winger is actually a pretty big priority as well. Like you can cut in on the right. I'm just Mudryk and Sterling are our two left wing options, man.
Yeah, that's not ideal.
We're linked with Nico Williams.
Are we?
Like we're very interested.
It.
No, but no, don't get excited.
Linked and interested is different.
Don't get excited. Chelsea, the wages he wants are over 200 grand a week.
Hold on, linked and interested is different.
We're both. He's top of our list, but
I'm interested in taking J-Lo on a date next week. Right? I'm not linked with it. So,
okay, Nico Williams is top of Chelsea's list for that position,
but we're not linked yet.
But the issue is he wants over 200 grand a week. He's going to cost about 80 million. And Chelsea don't want to pay that.
We can't afford that.
Well, we can, but Chelsea don't want to pay either of those things because it blows the wage structure at the club.
Much like
water.
A date with J-Lo, we can't afford that.
We'll get it. So make of that what we will, but there's another story to that. But I think I've been watching all the training videos on Enzo Maresca.
I've seen a few actually.
It's been good. It's been positive, and also. It's nice to see videos where I can clearly see a manager coaching the team.
A guy who looks like he knows what he's doing, who has an idea and a process, and he sticks to it and follows it. He doesn't panic and.
There's already videos of him like getting on really well with the players.
Yeah.
So there's
it's positive.
There's really good room to be optimistic, and I do think it's Chelsea. There'll be a couple of things that will pop up in the summer that we'll hate. I think there'll be a couple of things that pop up in the summer that we like. I think the things we'll hate will be Gallagher and Chalobah going. the only positive is Chalobah's
be a
been back.
dagger to the heart.
Chalobah's back for pre-season, and we've not heard any more like.
As yet, no interest.
Well, there is interest, but we haven't heard Chelsea acting on that interest.
Yeah.
And maybe that's a good thing, and maybe that's the owners and the sporting directors realizing that these are players that we genuinely love.
Yeah, we really do. Like,
And they are good enough. Like
They're
Trevor
so good enough.
Chalobah could have been in the England squad. I genuinely believe that. I think over Lewis Dunk, whether you start him or not over Gurhey and
You don't start him,
Stones, but as an option on the bench, he can play right back as well. By the way, like he's a good option. I think
Tamori should have been in the squad over Lewis Dunk. So
I think actually, if we're talking on squad composition, how much we need a left back, Levi Colwell should have been in the squad as well.
yeah, you're not wrong.
But that's neither here nor there. They didn't get picked and we lost. So
Oh, it hurts so
it
bad.
does. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating.
Only 2 years to wait.
But
There's golf this weekend though.
well, that's more of a you thing than
British
a me
Open,
thing.
boys. Oh, get your bets on.
I wouldn't know where
Mate.
to start. But no, I think
Can I do a half hour on the golf right now? No. I won't. We'll save that.
maybe I'll leave that for a Scott segment by himself.
Yeah.
The week I can't make the podcast, Scott
I'll
will
just
just
chat
do
about
a
golf for 45 minutes.
for a video. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I think that very nicely wraps up. Well, Chelsea, but is there anything else you want to talk about, Scotty B? This is very unplanned. We don't like.
We planned it a little bit, but not loads.
No.
I want to talk about the new kit.
Oh God.
It
right.
got released.
Yeah.
We've seen it.
Yeah.
We've seen more.
Yeah.
But we've seen the home kit. It's been released.
Right.
It's out there.
I'm gonna get something up while you're talking about this, so please carry on.
I have issues with people changing our badge. So I really, really liked the kit we had last season, which was a little homage to our 97-98 shirt where we won the European Cup Winners' Cup with the white under the sleeves. I was a massive fan of that. I didn't like how they changed the badge. It was kind of a gold, shiny, and a Chelsea badge is a Chelsea badge. It's not sacred. I'm not going to use the word sacred, but the badge is the badge. Don't change the badge.
Yeah.
Now again, this year, the badge is light blue and red and weird colours.
Orange. It's orange.
And I struggle with that. I really do. I don't mind on third kits or special
kits.
interest kits changing it up a little bit. And I actually quite like on some of the bits they do in the Mega Store, they have just the gold lion, just small and discreet, and I really love those bits, and I'm okay with that. But on my actual home shirt, I genuinely want the Chelsea badge to be the Chelsea badge. I want the colours to be the same. I want it to be right. I know we had a big fracas and everyone got hyped up about the England flag on the back of the England shirt being different colours.
Was you angry at that?
I wasn't angry at it. It would have been nice if it was just the white and red, because that's kind of the flag. But I don't even think that was actually the flag. It was just a little cross on the back. But
Symbolising the flag.
yeah. I like the badge is the symbol of your club, right? I like the badge to be the badge. Mess around with all the other bits, and again, we've seen the kit. It's out there, right? I'm not upset with it. It's pretty lively. I'm a traditionalist, right? I would like the kit to just be blue with maybe a bit of red and white on the sleeve and just be simple and nice. Mess around with the away kits, do what you want with those. I like a Rogue away kit. I do like the home kit to be a little bit more traditional. Having all the like zappy lightning flashes on the front. I'm a bit like... Now, the one we had a couple of seasons ago with the Stamford Bridge motif all over it.
Yeah.
Was quite a mess. Actually grew on me a lot.
I love that kit. That's one of my favourite
I've ended up loving that kit. So I'm not...
That was a good home shirt because it actually had Chelsea on it.
Yeah, I'm not fully against people moving away from tradition and designs being involved. There's a time and a place for that. I just think this one's a bit...
Well, let's...
It's not grown on me yet, I'll be honest.
Let's give you the reading of how Nike design team picture our kit.
I bet none of them are words, are they? Is it all just made up stuff?
Taking a look at our Nike Football 2024-2025 home kit, an orange accent colour represents a different kind of fire coming through our ranks.
Yeah, that's just...
The melting pot pattern, resembling liquid gold and silver, is a fusion of our rich legacy with the ever-hot youth culture within our city. A vibrant blue, the hottest part of the flame, acts as the centerpiece of the kit.
We just want a fucking blue shirt, Mike. just give us a blue shirt with a fucking Chelsea badge on it, and we'll be happy. If you want to piss up the wall with the away one, I don't care. But just give us a nice blue home shirt, please.
It genuinely is. Like, by the way, I'm sitting here saying, knowing full well I'm going to buy this fucking shirt because I get every home shirt.
Yeah, you will.
Because I get every home shirt. But it genuinely is the worst home shirt we've ever had.
Oh, I can see it now.
Like, I'm going to put it up to the camera if you guys can, if for those who haven't seen it. That genuinely is the worst kit. Now, don't get me wrong.
It's different, isn't it?
But the tagline they're using on social media is "We burn blue."
I mean,
So it's 99 goals, still hungry for more. Sam Kerr burns blue. Chelsea since birth, club captain Reece burns blue. Ice cold blood running through his veins. Cole burns blue.
people are going to buy the shirt anyway. Why are you using it as a marketing tool?
Our desire is greater. Our passion is hotter. We burn blue.
Just put a blue shirt up for sale and I'll buy it.
He doesn't just bleed blue. Alfie Gilchrist burns blue.
I don't like it even more now. I do. If we win the Champions League in it,
I love
we
that
won't,
shirt. I
'cause we're not in it,
will
but-
immortalise that shirt forever. If we win a Champions League in it, I will immortalise
we're
that
not
shirt.
even in it. If we win the league in it, I'll buy it. But I don't know.
The away kit design is really nice. I love the away kit. It's that white one.
ones. Yeah,
And I like the third
but the
one.
white one's just classy.
It looks.
It looks good.
It looks
I like
good.
the white. When
The
you
white-
guys see the white one is nice.
Yeah. And
I'm
I
a
like
big
the
fan.
third kit because it is the out there different
The design. That's what I'm saying. I would like the
on those
home
home.
kit
Yeah,
just to be just
a
to
bit
be
more simple.
a simple blue. Fair enough. A little bit of white or red or yellow here and there. A bit of gold, whatever. I'm okay with it.
Some you can have some kind of pattern, not that.
Yeah, but generally, I just want it to be blue. Blue, standard Chelsea badge, proper colours, night tick, job's on. I'm okay with it. Mess around with the away kits. Design what you want. Set the away kit on fire. I don't care. It can be yellow. It can be grey and orange.
It can look like the Crystal Palace kit.
It can look like a Crystal Palace kit.
I have that shirt.
It can be whatever you want it to be. But I would like the home kit just to be the home kit.
Be a bit more simple.
Yes. Represent the blueness of Chelsea.
It's a really bad home kit. I can't lie. That is it. It is going to grow on me. I can already tell it will grow on me.
I'm going to let it sit.
I know.
gonna let it
I
sit.
know when I end up wearing it myself that I'll end up liking
You'll
it.
I look good in this.
And I'll be like, damn, I should. I really.
He's a handsome guy.
I was
That's
like,
me.
oh, the kit looks great now. But there is some severe work to be done on that, and there's a. It's not great. Let's be real. But Scott, I think that lovely wraps up the podcast.
It lovely does wrap up the podcast.
Yeah,
What
good.
a lovely podcast.
What a lovely, great English sentence that was there as well.
Well done on your English. Sir.
Yeah, but no, guys, let us know your thoughts on England, on the home kit, on other stuff. Is there anything you want us to talk about?
Tommy Fleetwood to win the British Open this
in the big
weekend.
news.
Let's go, Tommy!
Oh wait, I've just realised. Sorry, we're not going to end it there. There's one big news that we haven't spoken about.
Breaking news. Bum,
No, it's
bum,
not.
bum.
No, it's like
No?
it was huge.
What
Donald
was it?
Trump got shot.
Oh, he didn't get shot though, did he? Well, he nicked.
That's going to end it for the podcast. Yeah, thank you very much, everyone. And we will talk to you in the next episode. See you all later.
See you later.
Goodbye.